Last week, I explained why a mountain bike race in Eastern Canada was the most important race of the year. It was the Mountain Bike World Championships at Mont Sainte Anne in the French-speaking province of Quebec. And it was actually not only just one race, but multiple races across different disciplines including cross-country and downhill. As we watched the race, I was surprised at how technical the cross-country course was. So today, my wife Yuka and I will go ride it, just to see how gnarly it actually is. The course itself is only 4 kilometers long, but it has a good mix of tech and flow. The best features around the course are named in French. I'll list off some of the most interesting ones for you. The first feature is a set of downhill flowy switchbacks called s-ecole, or s-school in English. On the opposite side of the course is l'enfer de Sainte Anne, which is a nasty set of climbing switchbacks. In English, this means Sainte Anne's Hell. This devilish climb leads us to a feature called la Beatrice, a tricky left-hander into steep rock-armored descent. The next section has no name, but it should. A technical climb up a rocky edge, a tricky one for much of the field. Directly after this, and also unnamed, is the surprisingly large wooden drop. The last section of consequence is called la Patriot, or Patriot in English. A tricky rock slab with a whole bunch of line options. We head up to the start area. All the course marking and tape is gone now though, so we're kind of going from memory here. Basically, we're looking for worn grass. Oh, maybe here? Oh yeah, here. But eventually we get our bearings and we've got things sorted out. The first named feature is the aptly named S-School. Oh yeah, this is right. Next is a steep and sandy chute called La Pédrie, or Partridge. My wife Yuka follows me down.
Looks not bad. Ooh. Sandy.
Which continues straight into a switchback climb. And then we have a feature named Pump Track, for obvious reasons. But all this stuff is totally not gnarly at all. In fact, this next bit is just a bunch of pedaling on grass. So let's fast forward to the interesting stuff. The next section is Sainte Anne's Hell. It's steep. Steeper than I thought.
Yeah. Oh my god. This is hard.
This corner's pretty tight.
Oh, is it really that steep?
It's not terrible, but it's definitely hard work to get up this. I saw you walking.
I walked a lot. I walked most of it. Just watching people racing. It's not really that hard. You're riding, it's really hard.
She's definitely right about that. When watching the racers smash up the hill, they make it look easy. They're so fit. But really, it's pretty tough to get up that. The next bit, La Beatrice, is easily the hardest part of the course. So, when rolling in, I do so carefully. Oh, it's pretty rocky. Yeah, should be okay, but I'm scared.
Yeah, there's no pad down there, so you can't really like go over the bar.
No pad anymore. There's a bit of a cliff to fall off of if you don't make that corner, which is why they had pads down there for the race. So I decided to go for the safer and easier wide route. And then the rest of this rock armored bit. Ah, that wasn't so bad. Yuka's turn with an audience in the gondola.
Oh yeah.
Let's go!
Nice one.
That was rocky.
You did it first try though.
Yeah.
Continuing on, there's a few rocky steps. Oh yeah, these steps. Another fairly steep climb called the Marmot. It's funny how arbitrary it feels when there's no tape marking the course. Just a random path that seems to aim for every rock on the hill.
It's really junky. Oh my god.
And here we actually go under the downhill course. It's called the Irish Bridge. A small creek crossing.
Ooh. Wet.
So this next climb was kind of interesting in the race. A ton of people seem to have issues getting up this. Yeah, this rock, I thought lots of people having problems on it. I thought it can't be that bad.
Slipping. Yep. Ah, nice.
Yeah, it's not really that bad. Not really that bad when you've got grippy downhill tires on. But those XC racers run some really light, fast-rolling tires. That'll definitely cause some problems on a climb like this. I'm gonna look at the drop. The next drop is actually pretty big. I was impressed with all the riders going over it with their saddles up. I was actually a bit nervous to hit it, especially since it's so blind. But recalling all those XC racers sending it gave me some confidence. I think I went pretty far. It's probably about 5 or 6 feet depending on how far you send it. Yuka's turn.
Oh yeah! I ran it really far.
Yeah, you actually go pretty far. The next bit, the Patriot, definitely caused some crashes. Line choice is important here. Well, I guess it's my turn. And of course, Yuka's up next.
Oh.
Not so bad, right?
Yeah, you just don't want to go really fast. Like, you don't want to race here.
You don't want to crash into the cameraman.
No.
It's kind of fun to check out the course, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's really different from like watching and riding.
Oh yeah, so there's this next section called La Germaine has an option. The more direct rocky line or the easy switchbacks. I was always waiting on this path for someone to come. Nobody would ever come. Everybody's always going that way.
Oh yeah?
And this is more direct with more rocks. And I think you really have to go faster here to be able to be the same speed or faster on the switchbacks. Oh, we should do a test. Which way is faster? And we do decide to do that test. She'll take the switchbacks and I'll take the straight rocky route. It's pretty rocky. Wow, yeah. You really have to smash through that. You won. You really have to go fast to be able to beat the switchbacks.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where I should go, but yeah, I beat you, yeah.
Very few people were going that way. Like Nino Schurter was taking the switchbacks.
Yeah.
They probably all tested like which way is faster.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yolanda Neff, I have her going that way and she was just smashing through there.
Oh yeah?
Anybody going that way had to go really fast. And I guess you have a risk of getting a flat. Oh, this is actually a lot more routes that you couldn't see. And the last technical feature, a manufactured rock garden. And after a quick pedal through some grass, we've done one lap of the World Champs XC course. Both hands! Great! Alright, we did the XC course. What do you think?
That's gnarly.
Pretty gnarly, yeah. The pro woman did 6 laps of that, and the men did 7. It's important to remember that they're doing this course with a heart rate of 180 and breathing through their eyeballs, not a casual pace at all. I was pretty impressed with how technical the course is, and I have a new respect for XC racing. Hopefully XC racing continues in this more difficult and technical direction. I think we need less grass on these courses. Later in the day we actually checked out the downhill course as well, and that video will be on my wife's channel, Vangirl Yuka. Give her a sub so you don't miss it. But as always, thanks for watching and stay gnarly. Oh my god!